Yes, I'm ready.
Now or never. Let's do it to it. They did pin it on me! Hostiles killed. 1. Ah! God darn it! What non-lethal and stealthy. Bodies detected. Detection 6. Yeah. Should be extremely low chaos. I only killed 1 person. Killed 1. Didn't even kill him. Swear to God. Didn't even kill that guy. You're all a bunch of dicks. Alright, let's head to Karnaca on the dreadful sea creature. Or the mournful sea creature.
Am I still aboard Megan's ship? Feels odd.
Yeah, it does. Oh!
What is this place? Where am I?
Kansas? Or not in Kansas?
I can feel something moving closer. Watching.
Oh.
Empress
Shit,
Emily
look at that.
Baldwin.
It's the penguin. I mean,
I'm a
wrong
friend of your
universe.
father's from the bad old days.
Har har, bad old days, Mr. Sarcasm.
I never expected us to meet. I watched your mother die at the hands of schemers who wanted your little empire. Then you were rescued by a man in a strange mask. I thought that was the end of the excitement. But someone yanked the rug from under your feet. You've lost your throne and your father. And I promise, Delilah won't just give them back. So, what are you prepared to do about it? Your Imperial Majesty? And are you clever enough to do it without spilling a river of blood? I asked Corvo those questions 15 years ago.
Tiny river, stream of blood, creek of blood. Not a full-on river. Except the outsiders mark. Fuck yes, who wouldn't want superpowers? Give me the superpowers.
From the inside, I feel like I'm standing at the edge of something.
It's a ledge. Let's go. Come on.
All the stories, they're true.
Apparently.
This is how I'm going to save my father and reclaim the throne.
Even his facial hair got, like, gritted in there. Who is that? I didn't murder that guy. That one was not me. The other one wasn't me either. Grab the heart.
Corvo
No.
mentioned being here once.
Did he mention, you know, ceremonial human hearts as gifts?
Know you. Do you remember? It's been so long. And you've been through so much. Even as an echo of myself.
You're not moving your... Oh, I guess that doesn't really matter.
You're here, but you're not here. In my hand, but somewhere else.
Only the last of my essence. With you for a while.
Well, mommy dearest.
If only I could reach across this great expanse and take you into my arms. But I have this to offer.
So... I'm being
My
trained in the
curse.
ways of an assassin by a force ghost.
Summon me to your hand.
Still better than The Last
I will guide
Jedi.
you when I can.
Anything up here?
There are no stars in the sky here.
No, it's nothing.
There is no sky.
No sky. It's all sky.
You shouldn't be here. No one should.
Travel faster.
Who is Delilah really? How could she?
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm gonna
understand.
do. Stand on your head. Because I'm petty like that. What? Why is... The Void is a great place because I'm getting, like, outstanding 3D statues of my enemies. Oh, hey, a rune. Couple of runes. These I could use.
There's no one quite like Delilah. I watched her pull herself up from blood and filth until she was in a position to steal from the wisest scholars in the Empire. Survival and ambition, art and magic, with a cunning that makes fawning sycophants of those around her.
I'm not a
All
fan.
of it leading to what you saw at Dunwall Tower. Delilah's playing the long game. She took all the abuse the world could deal out, and now she has a crown. But I'll let you in on a secret. She's got her eyes set on a much greater prize.
She's got her eyes set... what greater prize? There's no other... Like, we're the known world, aren't we? Is she gonna take over the Pangean continent? Cause... yeah, that'd be a thing.
When I was 10 years old, bored with my lessons, I dreamed about sword fighting and sailing the ocean.
It's been 15 years, so what, you're
Now
25
I'm
now?
realizing that the world is stranger than I ever imagined.
Look,
Everything I
obviously,
know
you
has been
survived a
turned on
rat
its head.
plague and an assassination
Deal
once.
with it the
Just
best I
hop
can.
up, girl.
When you look at the great jeweled map at Dunwall Tower, Karnaca is the southernmost port in the Empire. A fat, red ruby. That's how I always thought of it. Up close, the city smells like the ocean and
Those
strange
strange
spices.
spices.
Up close, it's a tangled story of blood and ambition.
Shit.
The birthplace of my father.
Ew.
Megan Foster is a stranger, but there's something that makes me want to trust her, despite her guarded disposition. She got me out of Dunwall, and I need answers. Delilah and the Duke made me look like a murderer, using the Crown Killer to butcher my political adversaries.
I still say that if
took
you really
what was
wanted to
mine.
kill people, you'd just
I'm gonna
kill
get
them.
back.
Outright. You are the Empress. Like, why would you need subterfuge? Sure, it would make you a bad Empress for just outright killing your enemies, but obviously the subterfuge wasn't working either. We're starting a new year. Maybe 1852 will be less boring than 1851. I can't wait for Wyman to get back to Dunwall. We'll go to the abandoned mansion I discovered the other night at the edge of the Rudd Shore. Maybe I'll have time to turn it into a scary haunted house beforehand using sheets and hiding an old audiograph upstairs. Wyman would love that. We'll get spooked and hold hands, screaming and laughing. Come on, Emily, you promised to be more serious and listen at court. And you're already planning your next escape. Let's start this diary again. Proposal for a new decree on whale oil rationing and distribution. ... That time of year again, the anniversary of my mother's death. There's no real reflection, though. It's all security protocols, menus, guest lists. It's impossible to slip out at night. I feel like a caged bird. They've already got me memorizing this year's speech. It's endless. Would it be so terrible if I just said what I remembered about her? That wink she would give me, even as she was scolding me. After I was caught climbing the statue of my grandfather, the sound of her footsteps as she paced at night. That time we shared a cabin on a boat trip to Driscoll. Or the time she agreed to let Corvo teach me to fish. but then had to pull a hook from my arm. Now that would be a speech. That would be a wonderful speech, honestly. My father is lost, turned to stone by Delilah. Those words don't even seem real. Witchcraft, something I would never have believed possible. But now I have to believe in it, so that it can be undone. Claims to be my aunt, the rightful heir, yada yada yada. I really don't want to read all that. Read. Wyman, you must have heard about the coup in Dunwall. Don't worry, I'm safe. Hiding far away with friends. A sort of acquaintance. I implore you, don't try anything reckless and don't go back to Griscoll. Stay in Morley. There's nothing that you can do against Delilah. I can't say I have a solid plan yet, but you remember how well I improvise in desperate situations. Remember the time I kept a straight face during the watch officer's report, all the while sitting at my desk without pants? If I survive that, I'll get through all this. For now, I need to stay hidden and act alone. Trust me, we'll see each other again, I promise. That's completely different, and you dirty girl. Wow. Woof. You are a dirty girl. Crossbow. It's not what you're used to, living in a palace. But this is all the coin I could scrape up. Anton and I operated on a tight budget, and guess what? Now you do too. If it's not beneath you, pick up whatever valuables you can find along your way. We'll need ammo and resources to take down the people behind the coup. No shit, Sherlock. Hidden all over the city, there are underground black markets. Look for a symbol depicting two hands, which means there's a shop nearby. Follow the signs and they'll guide you. Buying from the black market is against the law. I am the law. I guess, well, seat of the throne is 9/10 of the law, I suppose. But it could make the difference against the Duke's military. Sokolov was working on this crossbow as a gift for you. If you need it modified, those shops can help with that as well. Megan, who communicates with me through note rather than sane person standing in front of my face talking to me. List. Repair the things that got busted up in Anton's room when he was taken. It's been weeks now. No, scratch that. Not till I bring him back home. As a show of faith that he will be coming back. Unblock the storage door. It looks like something fell on the other side. And I really need to sell that stuff locked up in there to make some coin. Pay the port tax and the look the other way fees to those Grand Guard bastards before they wonder who my passenger is this time. I'll do it when I get the money. Alright, so I gotta find a way into the maintenance room. Can do. First I'm gonna steal all of your things. And I do mean all of them. Must be Megan's cabin. Oh, Captain's cabin anyway. Taking a quick look-see. I'm taking that my money is your money thing fairly seriously. Well, I discovered the... Oh, right. I'm gonna get the power that makes this Batmaning thing a lot Really? Yep. I'm gonna get the powers. It makes this Batmaning thing a lot easier.
Must be cursed. Dazzled man. This is some shit. Back to that place. What would we have done in the old days?
Trying to fix the secondary engine. Anton, your idea of improving the head gasket sealing with a guano coating is the worst you've ever had. I'll make you sleep in the engine room if you don't fix your mess by tomorrow. Megan, if all inventors were as delicate and short-tempered as you and I would still be paddling around in carved-out logs. Megan, I made some mulberry cake. It's my own recipe, improved by Tippy and spices. I left it in the galley. Anton, where are you, you old fool? I hope nobody hurt you. I'll find you, I swear. I miss you. Oh. Gonna find out in the game where I play as her that she's like married to Anton or something. Or maybe they just want to have, they have one of those crotchety old people relationships where like they bark at each other constantly, but they actually legitimately care for each other. They're just incapable of being, you know, nice to each other.
The dude's probably not back from Dunwall yet. If we're lucky, the Howlers will be distracted by some squirting.
The Howlers, huh? So we're all getting angry mail from Harry Potter? Journey to the Pandician Continent, Part 4. I haven't found the other 3 parts. Crossbow, normal crossbow bolt. Hatch. Two dead on our first day on the continent. But the new world was not sated and would have one more, none other than the captain himself. His group had found a cluster of small rodents, much like rabbits or prairie moles. The lure of fresh meat proved too much of a temptation for our good captain, who had dined on scant fish and some rations as the crew had all these dreary months. He was able to grab one of the creatures with his bare hands, but the docile beasts were not so tame after all. Having allowed the captain to pick it up, the creature became enraged and delivered several stings from a gland hidden in its tail. The captain complained of heat and itching where the stings had penetrated, but insisted they press on. He died of asphyxiation within a quarter hour. It was suddenly obvious to me that at this rate of attrition, we would not only fail to sufficiently research the continent, but we might soon lack enough crew to make a return voyage, something that had to be done to save the venture. And so I immediately declared myself captain. On my orders, the remaining crew kept to the relative safety of the beach for the duration of the week. Though I sent 2 young academy students armed with nets and cages to fetch a living sample of the prairie mole that had so swiftly killed the captain. First and foremost, ours was a research expedition. Down I go. Ah, hello. You. Audio log.
Dearest Emily.
Sokolov's investigation notes. Why can't an old man enjoy his last years in a warmer climate with good wines and spicy food without stumbling into another nest of aristocratic vipers, eager to coil around the heart of this empire? I've learned more each week for months now. I've found my mind turning over the moments beneath the surface here in Karnaca, Duke Luca Abel, and some inner circle that even seems to include Captain Mortimer Ramsey of the Dunwall City Watch. A betrayal that boggles the mind. How many others are involved? They aim their venom at our dear Empress, young Emily, that much is certain. But when will they strike and how? Do I dare spend another month gathering stray bits of esoteric information, linking it together with what we already know? Can we even afford another week? Or should Megan and I set out for Bristol tonight, taking this leaky tub up through the canal? Corvo will not hesitate. He will act as soon as I hand over what I know, and if I'm too hasty, it might be his undoing, coming home to his native Serkonos without some critical piece of knowledge about this affair. And then there's the Crown Killer to worry about. If that fiend is part of Duke Abel's schemes, I suspect how long until the dreadful whale catches the Duke's eye.
Or must I say, Your Imperial Majesty? I have something that you and Corvo must hear at the first opportunity. It concerns the murders happening across the Empire, committed by this so-called Crown Killer. When I left Bristol years ago...
I'll always miss my lessons with Anton Sokolov. He made so many clever devices during my mother's time.
I've done my share of bad things, and some good, before and after the Red Plague. But here in Karnaca, I've uncovered a terrible conspiracy against you. Here, at the bottom of the Empire, the cobblestones smell of death and corruption. I'm staying with an associate, Megan Foster, aboard her vessel, the Dreadful Whale. We'll leave for Dunwall in the morning, as soon as the tides are willing. I keep thinking of the way sweet Jessamine was stolen from you and your father, and I fear it might be your turn to face such turmoil. I know Corvo would protect you with his life, but please do not trust anyone.
There you are, old man. I was asked to pay you a visit.
Wait, what's wrong with you? Megan!
Off we go, Sokolov, to somewhere more private.
That doesn't sound like he's gonna enjoy that. I've wondered whether I have another book in me. The blood fly epidemic, coupled with this basic information on the life cycle and behavior, might make an excellent project for this old natural philosopher. Blood flies are exotic insects, unlike anything else found in Serkonos. I suspect they originated on the Pandician continent. In groups of 3 or fewer, they are harmless. Individuals won't attack, leading me to speculate that each emanates a scent that has a collective effect on the larger number of blood flies. Blood flies are attracted to rapid movement and sound. Their nests can be broken apart, scattering the swarm. And in particular, the nests are quite susceptible to fire. Insects require fresh corpses to lay their eggs, which hatch in breathtaking fashion after a very short time. More corpses in a Saconian city, say during a crisis or a plague, means more blood flies. Interestingly, in the last part of a blood fly's life cycle, they calm a great deal. Leaving the swarm, they molt, causing wings to drop off. Afterwards, each blood fly lives a solitary existence. Very odd. Blood flies are largely restricted to the south, preferring warmer climates, like certain aging natural philosophers. A colleague of mine owns a stunning map of the known world, adorned with curlicues and sea beasts. It has a cherished spot over her mantle. She paid handsomely for it, and was so bristled when I enumerated the various errors. Chief among them, of course, was the size and placement of the Pandician continent. Oh, how cartographers are loath to show how small and distant our empire really is compared to that giant landmass, as if Pandicia were but a few days' journey from Iran. Every veteran ship captain knows that it takes months to reach those shores. I had no doubt that Pandicia was rich in resources, but a place must be understood if we ever hope to exploit its myriad of treasures. These were my thoughts as I agreed to join an ill-fated expedition, and so it was, on the 3rd day of the month of Earth, under the calm gray skies, the great sea vessel Antonia Aquilo set sail with captain, crew, researchers, and myself, 38 of us total, for what would be a most terrifying and spiritually draining experience of my life. Well. No, what? You. Oh. Blood flies. Why do you have blood flies on your boat? That's just not. Don't let him do shit like that. That's just not good, lady. Ooh, crossbow bolt. Oh. Whiskey tumbler, tea tray, Delilah.
Why is this here? It's Delilah. Anton started it just before he was taken. They've got history, but he wouldn't say more.
Really now? Blood of Abel House. This chapter will focus on Edithia Abel, Steward of Calero. With sword in hand, she swept the marshes of raiders, sacrificing her life for Serkanos. We will provide newly uncovered insights into the exploits of Rabinos Abel, who built the ornate wooden bridges of Sogano. Follow along as we map the expansions occurring under the Abels, through which trade routes to other isles were established, bringing riches to the nation-state, even as waves of settlers continued to join Serkanos from Morley. The Abels balanced the growth against Serkonian culture. In later chapters, we will detail the times of Theodanos Abel, a true son of Serkanos, brave and benevolent. He united the East and West like no other before him, even as the rowdy people of the Bastilian swore loyalty to him. One isle, one Serkanos, under House Abel. Lastly, we will settle on Luca Abel, who rules today, taking part in feasts and merriments of all kind, bringing joy to our fair isle. Sounds like he's the fop of the house. The one who knows all his elders did all of the great things,
You're up.
and now he really has
When you're ready to
nothing
talk,
left.
I'll tell you what I know.
Sorry, I'm eating your, fruitses. In my defense, kinda hurt. The Shandari Gift, a study by Amara Clipswitch. The effects of the winds on the Karnakan landmass and resulting economic positions. Whale oil, liquid power, how astonishing that within those beasts. Inside the oil harvested along with their flesh was enough power to see the isle through those tumultuous years, and it all seemed limitless. But now the lights begin to dim. Our fisher folk say the great beasts are increasingly rare because you fished them to extinction. That happens. Not all places will suffer this loss equally. Fellow natural philosophers, Karnaca has a unique feature, the cleft in the Shindari Peak, through which the winds are channeled and amplified. As the whale oil begins to run short, the cost of finding the remaining Leviathans escalates beyond the worth of the oil itself. Karnaca will find ascendant among the isles. Okay.
We've been en route for 2 weeks. I hope Sokolov is all right.
Let's have this conversation, lady.
All right. You've explained
pipe.
part of it. But what were you and Sokolov doing here? The old man loved Karnaca, but he'd caught wind of a conspiracy tied to the Crown Killer. He wanted to warn Corvo. There are reports about tensions rising, corruption, street violence. I didn't give it much mind. Usually the local authorities resolve that sort of thing. The new Duke has let things slide. But Sokolov concluded he might be the head of the conspiracy. He came in looking shocked, and if you've heard his after-dinner stories, you know that's unusual. We were going to set out for Dunwall, but something happened. The Crown Killer. Yes, the hatch ripped open and Sokolov screamed. All I caught was a glimpse of someone carrying him across the deck.
I followed as long as I could, toward Addermeyer Institute. It's run by the alchemist Hypatia. Maybe the Duke is using a patient of hers, the Crown Killer.
Addermeyer. All right. I'll get inside. The Crown Killer has to be eliminated, and if the alchemist will cooperate, maybe I can learn something about what happened to Sokolov. Wish me luck.
If you need my luck, Sokolov's as good as dead. When you get done at
need
the
all the
Institute,
luck
disable
I
the
can
watchtower.
get.
Once it's down, I'll bring the boat around. We'll take the skiff to the shore when you're ready.
What was Mortimer Ramsey doing in Karnaca?
The Duke couldn't have pulled off the coup without someone inside the City Watch. I don't know Duke Luca Abel, but Corvo served under Luca's father, and said Theodanis was a good man. Delilah. My aunt, if that's really true.
Oh, dear antagonist.
She has a twisted way of looking at the world.
Luca Abel. He's definitely Teddy Roosevelt and a fop.
It looks like the overland route to the Addermeyer Institute goes through the carriage station. Sokolov seems so much older now. So the Crown Killer was a tool of the Duke's coup. The murders had a calculated effect. This Dr. Hypatia, she seems to represent the good that's possible within the Empire.
Well, there's gotta be at least one. Let's get moving.
Ready for me to drop you at the docks?
Yep. Ready.
Let's go see the streets where my father grew up.
Off we go then.
I thought he was
It
out of
won't do to be
Circunos by the time he
recognized.
was like... I guess it was 18.
I'd take you to Addermeyer by boat, but security's too tight. The Grand Guard have a watchtower there. Go inland and use the carriage station.
Okay.
Before his death, the old Duke of Serkonos spent decades building up Karnaca. After Duke Luca Abel took over,
He's got
he
banners?
started draining the wealth out of the city as fast
It's
as he
only been
could.
2 weeks.
Orgies and week-long feasts.
Oh.
Having more fun here than we were in Dunwall, it seems.
Watch yourself on the way to Addermeyer.
We'll do that.
The Duke's given the Grand Guard run of the city.
I even have a
Strangers get
baseball.
attacked on sight.
I'll keep my head down.
This is a good spot.
We have an orgy and a
Reach
feast in the
Addermeyer,
same week.
take out the Crown Killer, and find out where Sokolov was taken. The alchemist, Hypatia. She'll help if she can. Sokolov likes her.